On the surface, it may seem like a narcissist quickly moves on after losing you, appearing unaffected and carefree. But that's not the case. Beneath this polished exterior lies a hidden devastation, a psychological catastrophe, a turmoil that they never truly recover from. Yes, they will swiftly find a replacement, post smiling pictures, and maybe even rush into new commitments. But this superficial display masks a deeper chaos, one that is not grief or depression, but a profound collapse of their internal world, a psychological devastation unique to narcissistic individuals. Hi, I am Samir, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Today, we are diving deep into the hidden psychological landscape of a narcissist. As always, we will be exploring 6 stages they go through after losing you. Stage 1, supply shock. Stage number 1, supply shock. The immediate aftermath of losing you plunges the narcissist into what feels like emotional suffocation. But this is more than a heartbreak. It's not heartbreak in the traditional sense. It is the violent withdrawal from their mainline source of supply, their greatest supply. I'm talking about the constant validation, attention, and control they extracted from you on a daily basis. Narcissists do not form real emotional bonds. You know that. They form psychological dependencies. And you were never just a partner for them. You were their emotional regulator, their mirror, their backstage cleanup crew for every inner mess they could not face. When you walk away, it's not just your presence they lose. It is their entire sense of identity. They no longer have someone to project their chaos onto, someone to shape into a version of themselves, someone to react and revolve around their storm. Even when they scramble to replace you, the new person does not offer the same energy. I've said it so many times, the responses are different. The emotional dance falls flat. There is no charge, no resistance, no history to manipulate. So, they spiral into hollowness, into confusion, and into deprivation that their ego does not know how to name. Their world becomes gray, flavorless, slow, because the person who once made them feel godlike has now become a ghost they cannot control. They cannot resurrect, a ghost who haunts them with silence. Stage 2, control withdrawal. Following the initial shock comes a deeper and more disorienting collapse from lost control. Control is the narcotic of a narcissist. It gives them a false sense of stability, power, and superiority. And you, for a long time, were their favorite instrument, someone they could provoke, manipulate, guilt, or flatter into compliance. Your responses gave them rhythm. Your emotional reactions became their scorecard. Your defenses were the arena where they performed their dominance. Now, you're no longer reacting. You are not defending. You're not justifying. You're not fighting. You're not explaining. You're not begging. You're just done. And that emptiness, where your emotional responses used to be, becomes unbearable to them. They feel irrelevant, powerless, and invisible. And that is their greatest fear. This is when they may lash out in bizarre and unpredictable ways. Sudden rage, cruel revenge campaigns, playing the victim. You know the game. It's all part of their attempt to restore their power. But deep down, it isn't really about you. It is about their crumbling sense of significance. Because when a narcissist loses control, they do not just feel rejected, they feel erased. And in their world, that is worse than death. Stage 3, image rebuild. Next, they rush into reconstructing their carefully crafted public image. Since they can no longer control you directly, they begin focusing all their energy on controlling how others perceive the breakup. They do this through performance. A new relationship appears almost instantly. They adopt sudden lifestyle changes, start showcasing new hobbies, or talk about healing and transformation as if they have been on some profound spiritual journey. But this is not real growth, is it? It is damage control as evolution. Their identity was never rooted in who they truly are. It was rooted in how you responded to them. I'm talking about your praise, your presence, your pain. It gave them definition. Without your emotional mirror, they don't know who they are anymore. So, what do? They build a new image, one that screams success, peace, and personal power. And they become obsessed with maintaining this illusion, needing constant applause and attention, approval from others to keep the mask from slipping. Behind this curated exterior is a deep internal collapse they cannot admit to anyone, not even themselves. Stage 4, shame splitting. Number 4, shame splitting. Eventually, the mask cracks. And when it does, a toxic flood of shame begins to surface from deep within. But this is not a type of shame that brings growth or remorse. It is an unbearable sense of defectiveness narcissists cannot sit with. Unlike emotionally healthy people who can reflect, take accountability, and process uncomfortable truths, narcissists simply cannot handle the weight of shame. They see it as a threat to their survival, an extreme one. So they do the only thing they know how to do. They expel it. They project it outward, and you become the container for it. Suddenly, they begin to rewrite history, not just for others, but for themselves. Self-gaslighting. In this twisted narrative, you are no longer the one who loved them, tolerated them, or gave them chance after chance. When that's the truth, now you are the problem. You are the abuser, the perpetrator, the narcissist, the one who ruined everything, the problem causer and creator. This isn't petty revenge. It's a deeply rooted psychological defense designed to protect a fractured ego from total implosion. They smear your name, twist your story, turn mutual friends against you, all in service of one goal: to avoid facing the truth that you saw who they really are, that you saw past the charm, the mask, the manipulation. You saw the small, terrified child hiding behind the inflated persona, and that level of exposure is unbearable to them. By turning you into the monster, they preserve their illusion of innocence. It's not healing, though. It's deflection. It is shame-splitting, the emotional surgery they perform to survive a truth too threatening to integrate. Stage 5, replacement rush. By now, the narcissist's internal world is unraveling. The shame has been projected. The image has been repaired on the surface. But something inside them still feels hollow. They can no longer sit with their own silence. They need a new emotional crutch, and fast. But unlike what they portray, this is not about finding love or moving on. It is about sedation. They need something to numb the knowing emptiness that your absence has left behind. So, what do? They move fast. They latch on to someone new, someone easy to mold, someone emotionally available yet unaware, someone who basically doesn't yet know the truth. This new person becomes the next audience, the mirror, the next container. They recycle the same love-bombing techniques: over-the-top affection, grand promises. They even take them to the same places. It's all the same thing. But this time, there is a panic behind it, a rush, an edge of desperation that was not there before. What they are trying to do is erase the narrative of their failure. That narrative is, you left, you escaped, and you saw behind the curtain, and that is something they cannot live with. So, they use the new person as a performance prop, a prop that they are still desirable, still in control, but deep down, nothing feels the same. the new person does not challenge them the way you did. They do not respond with the same depth. The dance is offbeat. The high is dull. And while they may flaunt the new relationship to the world, inside, they're still replaying yours. Of course. Why? Because they never got closure. They never got the final word. And now, they are trying to write over that story with a version that feels less like abandonment and more like conquest. But no matter how many people they pull into their orbit, no one matches the power of the person who broke free. Stage 6, silent obsession. Stage number 6, and the last one, silent obsession. The final, most hidden stage is their silent obsession. While they publicly project an image of moving on, privately, they remain consumed by thoughts of you. They secretly monitor your life through fake social media accounts, mutual friends, or obsessive rumination. I have talked about how a narcissist can channel their aura, their spirit into your world, into your dreams, through that energetic intrusion. That's what I'm talking about. Why do they do this though? Well, they wonder if you are happier without them, if you have exposed their true nature to the world, or worse, if you have forgotten them completely. You become a haunting figure in their psyche, a persistent reminder of their vulnerability. They may never reach out, but they silently obsess over your departure, tormented by the knowledge that you saw through them and did what? You chose freedom. No matter how they portray themselves now, your departure shattered their fragile illusion, leaving them to secretly grapple with these hidden stages of emotional devastation. Conclusion: your healing, by contrast, is genuine and lasting. If this resonates deeply with you, know that your recovery journey is real and powerful, something a narcissist will never, ever truly experience. And with that, I invite you to join my upcoming event. The topic will be how to heal and reclaim yourself after surviving a narcissistic parent. If you want to live authentically and to somehow overcome that childhood trauma, this event is for you. I will see you on the other side, but until then, let the healing begin.